What if someone told you you had been free for 2 whole years, but no one told you? What if your chains were broken, yet you were still forced to live like a slave? This is not a fictional tale. This is the true story of Juneteenth. It all begins in June 1865 in the far-off lands of Galveston, Texas. Fields stretch endlessly under the blazing sun. Hundreds of enslaved men, women, and children labor from dawn till dusk. Their backs scarred, their spirits bruised. And they have no idea that they had already been free for over 2 years. Yes, President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863, a legal order declaring all enslaved people in Confederate states to be free. But in Texas, that truth was deliberately hidden. Why? Because Texas was remote, isolated. There were few Union troops present to enforce the law, and many slaveholders, knowing the tide was turning, fled to Texas with their enslaved people. They believed they could outrun freedom. So, while the rest of the South was slowly shifting, Texas became a refuge for slavery. For over 900 days, thousands remained in bondage, not because the law said so, but because no one told them the law had changed. They worked, they suffered, they endured under a lie, not because of ignorance, but because of deliberate silence. Until June 19th, 1865, Union ships arrived at the Galveston shore. Among them was Major General Gordon Granger, accompanied by 2,000 Union soldiers. And in the streets of Galveston, he read aloud General Order No. 3. The people of Texas are informed that, in accordance with a proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. Those words cut through the silence like thunder. But freedom did not bring instant celebration. For many, there was confusion, shock, tears, even fear. Some stayed frozen, some cried, some ran to find lost family members. And some, those who dared to walk away, were killed by slaveholders who refused to let go. Freedom had arrived, but the danger remained. Still, some took a leap of faith. They gathered, they sang, they prayed, they cooked and celebrated. They named that day Juneteenth, a blend of June and 19th, not because it was the day they were given freedom, but because it was the day they heard the truth. Juneteenth was born not out of charity, but out of claiming what was already theirs. Even after that day, freedom was not full, not complete, because while laws can change overnight, minds, hearts, and systems take generations. Soon came Jim Crow laws, segregation, violence, voter suppression. A new form of slavery, this time under legal disguise. But even as the system shifted, Juneteenth endured. Year after year, families gathered to honor the day. Not in government halls, not in history books, but in backyards, in churches, in parades and prayer circles. Because no one else was going to honor it for them. Juneteenth became their spark, their tradition, their resistance. The rest of the country ignored it. Schools didn't teach it. Politicians didn't recognize it, but black communities passed it down like sacred fire. Until in 2021, after 156 long years, Juneteenth was finally made a federal holiday. But the question still lingers. What does Juneteenth really mean? Is it just history? Or is it a mirror? A mirror that forces us to ask, how many truths are still being hidden? How many systems still deny freedom in silence? How many chains today are simply invisible? Juneteenth is not just a memory. It is a challenge, a warning. It tells us freedom isn't something that's given. It's something we must know, claim, and protect. Every time someone says, "That was so long ago," Juneteenth replies, "Then why do we still feel the echo?" Every time someone says, "We're all equal now," Juneteenth whispers, "Look deeper." Every time someone's voice is silenced, Juneteenth helps it rise. So the next time you see June 19th on the calendar, don't just think of a holiday. Think of the eyes that waited years for the truth. Think of the feet that ran across dry land yelling, "I'm free." Think of the names history forgot, but Juneteenth remembers. Because this day is not just about the past. It's about the present and the promise of the future. This is Juneteenth, a story that was hidden for too long and will never be silenced again.